So basically, I lost the footage to the first part of the war. But we see that we have a war between these 8s and these 3-star point stars guys, which are a secret alliance with many countries around the world. And upon seeing this, we see many 8 countries join on their side to try and stop these 3-point stars, even though they're in the right here, because they attacked this country first. I won't spoil you anymore, I'm letting you know that I lost the footage. So now go look in this rock. I'm going to draw you a pet rock. No, that's not a very good rock. There we go. This rock will make you feel better, okay? Right, bye. Right here, with overwhelming support by someone, I don't know, it's going to eventually completely capitulate this country, start a massive invasion into here, which will eventually lead to the collapsement of this front line, which we do see. Into this. The wars will change after this war, so it's not just going to look this ugly. I hope you know that. Anyway, the red team is going to spawn in rebellions around the area. And eventually they're going to connect up. The yellow team is going to die. And it's looking really good for the... Well, not really good, but it's looking good for this 8 team. Meanwhile, over here, this country is finally pushing back this area. With support from the Indians and whatever else there is. Going to push back this area. Meanwhile, over here, they're actually starting to make small gains around the area due to their amazing military smartness, which is pretty cool. Eventually, this country will fully kick out this stronghold right here, start invading into this area right here, which goes extremely well. And eventually, it's stalemated once again. But you want to know what isn't stalemated? The Californian countries advance, because they're going to do really well. It's going to capitulate. So now it's just this country, and this country, which is finally going to get itself together and wipe out this country right here. Into the end of that. Anyways, over here, the Ethiopian team is going to continue here. Going to take over these areas right here. And it's basically a barrage of death at this point. We're going to see a rebellion take place right here, which is going to take over the South Africans' operations. Eventually, it's going to be the end of this country, who will surrender over to the gold team. This isn't looking too good for the 8 team now that I think about it. The only good fronts they have is over here, kind of. And maybe, like, somewhere here. I don't know, man. Anyway, the African Union the Saharan Union will eventually take over this entire area and will start venturing into territories they used to own, which is very sad for them because they used to own all this. But they feel like they will win and take back all of these lands for themselves, which they are winning right now. Anyways, over here, this country is making gains into the terrorist country. We're going to see some cracks in this country because we see rebellions. You know, rebellion. We're going to see one right here. It's going to pick up steam and it's going to get dangerously close to the capital. And they actually are going to take the capital of this country. And it's actually, and they're going to declare to be the new country, which is better than this terrorist country. But they're not happy about this, so they're just going to go somewhere else. And where do they go? They go over here. They start a new rebellion here, and they claim this land to be theirs. Eventually, they take over all of this area. This country, even though they're big, they're really weak. It's going to go up to here, and they're going to claim this land. They will agree to let go all of this land to this government right here in exchange for surviving, which they accept. So all of this goes back over to this country right here. Just colours all of that in. And this country's like, what the hell, man? Like, my country's dying right now and you're just letting him live. Which they are doing. Eventually this country is going to fall and collapse over to this country, to the terrorists, and the terrorists are also going to take over this area. But they also take control of many of these islands. So although they got to escape the war, they are now pretty broke, and now they're in a cold area. Very interesting. Anyways, the red team over here is going to push back the blue team and eventually take it back to the Yucatan Peninsula. But the Mexicans are not something we've played with, because even though they're pretty weak now, they still know how to put up a fight. You're going to get dangerously close to the capital before they start sending lots of troops from this front line over to here to hold the front line back, eventually taking it back to its original place here. It's going to take the capital of this country, get close, and it's going to get a border with this, which is obviously hostile. Eventually they're going to take over this area of the lake, and eventually the Texans are going to take this and up there. Anyways, the Californians are collapsing right now. Like, their economy just crashed, and eventually they're going to look like this, and soon it looks something like this. So now the only surviving 8 teams are these countries right over here. We have this country and the red team, the Texans, and that's it right now. Let's go back over to here where we see the war continuing on. We see the Romans quickly take over all of these islands here, and the Bulgarians are struggling, though they do manage to hold a defensive line right here. The brown team is able to push back this colony thing that they thought would happen, and instead they start focusing all of their military to one big push through this area, which goes really well and cuts this country off from existence. Eventually, the Italians will take over this area, and we see them end of most of the area in this. Now it's the Romans, the Dutch versus the Polands, the Bulgarians, and the English. The English are going to make yet another landing in now Brittany, and they're going to go pretty well, taking over all of these areas right here. Cool. Meanwhile, this country will now rejoin the war and take the capital, leading to the end of this country as a whole. And we see the Bulgarians fall. Very saddening, but yeah. Now it's just Poland, which will say we don't want this and we'll leave, which ends the front line in Europe. Cool. We'll actually be leaving it off now, and we'll see you next time where we can finally see the end of this war. See you later then. Have a good day, or whatever. See you tomorrow. Or maybe the day after that, whatever. Let me just end this episode. See you next time in episode 11. This is a lot. So, over here we see the terrorists get pushed over here like expected. This country is pretty small now, but it did get to take some lands from this new country here, which used to be the terrorist country, and this country right here. The borders don't look too good here, but forgive me. So the red team gets off pretty good. They get lots of land, and now the yellow team is gone. Meow, 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 meow. Anyways, the green team gets a few provinces, and the Slaves Union is allowed to live, just it's a bit smaller now. Also gets a few islands off the red team. The Amazonian Empire gets lots of its Amazon Empire old lands. Meanwhile, the Brazilians grow really large over here. This country also gets some land. This country grows larger this way. We also see 3 new states down here. We just see 3 new states down here. Also here we see the colony break away from their own independent country. Meanwhile, this country is split up into 3 new states. And these guys get off scot-free. Dang. We see the French country is back. And this English country gets to take some lands off the coast. Don't know why there's capital city there. I'll get rid of that. So we also see this new country forming. And Italy, they get to take some land. And what's pretty notable is that Greece is here. And Bulgarians have now turned into the Ukrainians. And this Ottoman Empire did get some Bulgarian lands. I think that's everything in this. Oh yeah, right. We see Norway and Sweden get independence from the German country. Right, alright. Next up, if we go over to the Indians, we see that these two countries are now independent from the Indians. I'm also trying out a new brush because it looks a bit better. Anyways. Over here, we also see a new country form up here, trying to keep peace between these two countries. And another one, yeah. That other country is completely annexed into this country. Meanwhile, nothing happened to the Philippines. Over here, I don't think much changed, except for, like, I don't know, man. I don't know. We see the Japanese people split into 3 countries here. The Alaskans are still fine. We have this new Manchurian country. And we have 4 new countries formed here. Don't know how stable this is, but it's fine. This country also gets a bit of land. And I think that's everything to this peace treaty. I don't know if this was pretty small or what, considering I lost the footage, but the next couple of episodes will be better, I promise, okay? Oh, right. We also see Floridans get independence and this new country right here. So the Texans getting bigger. And no more green Mexico. That's kind of sad, but just got to deal with it sometimes. We also see the Californians get completely annexed into this new country right here. And now the new state is pretty small, but yeah. So yeah, that's everything there is to do it. And my little rock guy is never going to go away. He's now a permanent part of this series, and there's nothing you can do to stop me. So yeah, thank you for watching. And I'll see you next time. Ding, 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 ding.